From the Master of Mayhem, Craig Charles.
Yes, my friends, we've been patient. We've stayed calm, but it's time to unleash robotic hell once more. Because at last, it's Robot Wars, the 5th war! The last war took Robot Wars to new heights of destruction, with robots more brutal than ever. But who knows what new fighting machines are lurking in the trenches? New designs, new weapons, new ways to cause total chaos. So are we ready for some action? Well, the sparks are going to fly in the war zone fairly soon. But Phillipa, are they already flying in the pits?
Of course they are. The sparks are already flying in the pits. The smell of the welding. It's good to be back. It feels like I've never been away. As you've just seen, this show is bound to be a belter. So let's have a look at some of the Robot Wars veterans on the show tonight. Ranked 24, sorry mate, I didn't see you. S.M.I.D.S.Y's back in town. Great team and a good robot, low to the ground with plenty of pushing power. And this year they've added a spinning disc weapon. Next, gleaming under the Warzone lights, it's the sleek and shiny Steel Avenger. A powerful axe, and this year back with an improved Shrymech and a breastplate or two. And finally, reigning champions and ranked #1, Chaos 2 returns to the arena tonight in their quest to be champions for the 3rd time in a row. A phenomenal flipper that can toss over 100 kilograms out of the arena. And as we know, that's George Francis's party trick. And as if that weren't enough, we've also got 5 robotic rookies, untried and untested. But who knows, one of them could make it all the way through and become grand champion of the 5th Robot Wars. The tension is just too high. Craig, get it started.
Well, not only is Chaos 2 back to flip some of these new boys into shape, but so is the ultimate mechanical menace, the House Robots.
A nightmarish identity parade of our 5 mean, menacing motorised mayhem makers watched over by the ref bot. This is no waltzing Matilda, but if Matilda dances with you, it's a dance of death. Her tusks can rip and pneumatically flip. It's a breeze for Tildy. Her spinning rear flywheel is 27 kilos in weight. The matriarch of mayhem, the mistress of mischief, Matilda. Dead metal is what you'll become. Torn, twisted robo-remnants if you get caught by the pneumatic pincers or trashed by the 3,000 RPM circular saw. Shunt is the lightest of our house robots at 105 kilos, but quick and manoeuvrable. It can bulldoze, or with the fearsome axe, Shunt will blunt the brightest of hopes. Sergeant Bash is on parade with its long-range flamethrower and a punishing pair of pincers. A machine of war, it obeys no law. And finally, Sir Killalot, our master of disaster. 200 kilos of gloom and doom, the lance to chew, the hydraulic claw to cut through, a nip and tuck, and you're out of luck. The 5 riders of the robotic storm, take them on at your peril.
If they come out to play, stay out of the way. And taking them on each time will be 8 brave, or is it stupid new robots? One will survive to come back for our series semi-finals. The others, well, who cares? It's show no mercy time. Johnathan, who are our first victims?
Thanks, Craig. As you say, it's great to be back for the 5th Wars. Lots of new robots, some old faces, and a crowd just thirsting for carnage. And from what I've seen in the pits, that's what they're going to get. So let's go down for the destruction and see the lineup for the first round.
4 eliminator battles. The draw has kept the experienced Chaos 2 S.M.I.D.S.Y and the Steel Avenger apart. One newcomer, 86452, or the T-Bone will go through. Watch out for the T-Bone. I've seen them in the pitch, and they're fairly impressive.
So, folks, this is it. Are you ready for mayhem? Well, let the wars begin.
From Bramford, Ipswich, Chaos 2.
The role model for so many flippers, and it now has more push and power. CO2 powered from a fire extinguisher and up to 20 miles an hour. It's the quickest in the heat.
From Methley, Leeds in Yorkshire, Storm.
The debut for this three-wheeled cylindrical Stormbringer with a top-mounted axe or spiked arm and front flipper. The skin is armour-plated aluminium.
Robotwars, stand by.
The Storm Force team, Adam Bonham driving, Dave Bewley at the weapons, and George Francis, of course, at the controls of Chaos 2. In the arena for the house robot, Sergeant Bash with the flamethrower and the pincers. And battling with him, Matilda. Watch for the tusks and the 27-kilo deadly flywheel.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Is Chaos 2 the reigning champion? Unbeatable. Storm Force. The first to test the powerful flipper, even more powerful, they tell us these days, of Chaos 2. And there we can see the champions are back and mindful of the business in hand. This time there's a silent assault, and Storm Force is being tossed to the elements here underneath the high ground clearance of Storm Force. And already Chaos 2 creating a whirlwind of its own, a typhoon out there. Storm Force, scarcely a Stormbringer, and smoking, it would seem to me. In trouble internally. Chaos 2 already has this eliminator in its grasp. This is very impressive from George Francis and his team. This time, end on. Flicking Storm Force up, but it crashes down. You have to say, it's resilient, and it's showing a cold front to Chaos 2 there before tumbling away again. And straight on to Matilda's flywheel. And I just wonder, oh yes, whether Matilda can cause some damage to Chaos 2, because George Francis, you were lingering too long in there. Didn't reverse away from peril, and you've got yourself stuck. But Storm Force again, roly-poly, trying to dig into the arena floor, using the spike weapon. George Francis and Chaos well in command. Looks ponderous, doesn't it, at best? Hardly cause any problems. And Chaos 2 releasing the pit because Storm Force already there! And down you go! The pressure is descending for Storm Force. They're out. Chaos 2 confirmation. They go through. Storm Force out. S.M.I.D.S.Y against Obsidian. They're next up.
From Mikolova in Derby, Obsidian.
It looks like a stealth bomber with a black carbon fibre cladding, and aircraft-grade materials have been used. The weapon is a solid titanium articulated accelerating motion axe. Now you know.
From cyberspace, S.M.I.D.S.Y.
A four-wheel drive invertible robot of tough and compact construction. The front panel includes twin fang jaws capable of a variety of offensive manoeuvres.
Robotwars, stand by.
Let's have a look at S.M.I.D.S.Y, Robin Bennett at the controls, Mick Reed and Andy Pugh in there, and Obsidian, Phil Upton, Steve Coley, and little Jay Corson on the left. The house robots, Sergeant Bash once again. Look out for the pincers this time. And the cruel and rather grotesque Matilda.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
S.M.I.D.S.Y on the left, seated number 24, but they've never previously beyond the heat. There's the big axe coming down of Obsidian, and on full impact, that axe, they say, travels at 100 miles an hour. Doesn't look like it to me. It looks a wee bit flimsy. We've seen there the controls of S.M.I.D.S.Y, the more experienced robot, driving on against Obsidian, making its Robot Wars bow, but backing almost into Matilda there. S.M.I.D.S.Y on the attack again. And you can see already, look, damage to the black carbon fibre cladding of Obsidian. And they're in a CPZ, they're just out now, but I don't think they've got full control. They seem to be spinning very much in one direction only. S.M.I.D.S.Y backs away. Obsidian now under pressure from Matilda and Sergeant Bash as well. Are they fully under control there, Obsidian, with the electric 24-volt, 750-watt motorisation? Again, S.M.I.D.S.Y comes in on the attack, this time, of course, with the new spinning disc for Robot Wars 5. Phil Upton and Steve Coley at the controls of Obsidian try and get some movement, but they're wedged in there against the side wall, pushed by S.M.I.D.S.Y, creating damage all the while. They're crumpled, they're bruised, they're battered, they're scratched. Custom design is Obsidian, but all the design work in the world will not save you from the red box count. Down it goes, and the jaws of S.M.I.D.S.Y open in a victory grin. The red box count is complete. It's all over for Obsidian. Sergeant Bash will perform the last rites for Phil and Steve's robot. It is nudged away, I would imagine, towards the pit of oblivion. Oh no! Matilda's flywheel, look at the damage there! Smash! Rip! Tear!